until morning comes. And the phone call to the coroner. I lie down with you and hold your hand like every other night. An endless stream of words pouring from me, the sapphire you've always worn now on my finger. I say my vows, and the sun of your body suffuses my body, all riders of air and walkers, of earth, all swimmers of roadless night. Your life, your love, gives itself away in death, the way a star bequeaths the heavy elements that make Sargasso eels and snow geese possible on a dark planet. 2. Dark planet, I weep for the patience of snow geese huddled in their migrant numbers, waiting out the Arctic storm, blinking ice from the warm black ponds of their eyes, tucking heads under snow-covered wings. For the faith of silver eels returning to their calm Sargasso, sea within a sea where they are born and will die, where orphaned offspring leave for the continental freshwater streams their parents knew before them. Glassy elvers darken, dream the river ancestors swam, river never seen or tasted. Its waters burn inside them. Snow geese fly 2,500 miles, doze in the wind, exhausted, the cold fire of snow leading them. As you turn me back to origins, air and fire of heaven, water of earth, as the elver loves precisely this bend in the creek, not that one, and the snow goose loves what snow promises, I will always love you. It will always be night. I will always be grateful to the black sky without a sign of dawn. 3. Black sky without a sign of dawn, except for stars giving birth and dying, stars innumerable as the bitten-off glinting wings of termites, as ocean diatoms, glass jewel boxes finer than any work of a master glass blower, uncountable as the first and last exaltation of humans. All night long I lie beside you, remembering small things, the way you built Frida Kahlo's house in miniature from scraps of cloth and costume jewelry, a skull under her writing desk chair, a parrot perched on the windowsill, minute painted bird I used to wear in one ear before we married. All night beside you, I refuse to believe the brightening window and the rising sun. It must be the moon who drips tears and calls wild creatures. Moon always welcome, who joined us on midsummer night, who warms the moonstone around my neck, the one you gave me, lost and found. 4. Lost and found, the sun revealed us. M arrived and called the coroner. 2 policemen asked us why we hadn't called the night before. My head on your chest, I explained to the boyish one with a shy smile how I coveted those dark hours knowing I would never see you again in this life. While M in the other room spoke to the fatherly one. The office would have been closed. Why not wait until morning? Both of us cried out, ran after you into the sunlight as they tilted your body away between them, down the balcony stairwell, light's brilliant vacancy filling the whole world. 5. The whole world full, every ordinary thing becoming word, becoming metaphor, becoming mirror, every object, the body electric, spilling over with the shining sap of real, so that each one reveals its true place among the branching symmetries that have always been here in plain sight. Ancient jar of copper polish, bright boy under your kitchen sink, drawer full of unburned candles you saved for decades, blazing up at your wake. CD you left like a message on the stereo the night you died. I pressed the button marked with a tiny infinity sign. Supernova plays over and over as I work dawn till midnight for weeks, cleaning, arranging every carved box, every bell, every brass Buddha, every solar clock, so that the whole become a miniature life, a tableau that might speak of you, even to a stranger. And our friends come to sit inside the house of your spirit. Walk through each room touching cobalt blue marble, African violet, herringbone, amethyst turquoise bead, frayed copy of the house in Coyoacan, tarot decks, juggling balls, fountain pens, the fox head door knocker, the jar of pennies, bottles of wine, and sacks of flour smaller than my little finger. With sunlight, I carefully wash walls and floors as I washed your body with oil of thyme and oil of rosemary. 6. Oil of thyme and rosemary, time remembering in my hands, in my nostrils, on my tongue. I still taste the bitter blue of the rosins at the back of my throat. Smell sage burning. Your hairbrush, Rosmarinus officinalis, because that was your fragrance from the first when I breathed you in and could not believe how kind you were to me and to everyone who ever knew you. And with these hands I thee wed, bones of your feet, flutes and valleys of your face, your throat, so that I would know any part of you in absolute darkness, as I know you now, as I know. My way down to the sea when I am lonely for you, almost running, and come to the water quick by the stairs at window to the sea. Or go along to La Playa, passing your old garden, where the olive still twists in the cloud of silver green, or past horses and shambling barn, through enchanted forest to Devereux Beach, where I changed my name under the blanket and was born into your arms, the one who would forever love you. 7. The one who would love you through darkness before the crows woke, collecting on the roof, clacking their dirge, their harsh plaintive chorus. You did not answer. Afterward, I try to coax Noche Flaca back inside, but she will not cross the threshold. For weeks, I leave her favorite food, call her name. When she finally allows me to run my hand along her flank, I fail to take your place, and she never gets over her disappointment. I weep for the patience of snow geese, for the faith of eels, for the failure of your companion to trust me. I did not deserve her trust, was not attentive, not worshipful the way you were. Noche was bast in your household. In mine, she shrank to a skinny black cat who dozed among my ficus and telesandras. Near that figure of Artemis covering her breasts with one arm, bending over her own reflection in a clay bowl Noche insisted on drinking from. I weep for her patience when I would stagger home from the garden with a few sprigs of catnip, too exhausted to scratch her neck, more than a moment on my way to bed. I weep for snow geese and Sargasso eels and for the ancient just-born earth, where rabbits and great herons and king snakes and bag-of-bones felines sleep under their tails, where the divine is wounded but irresistible, where we walked arm in arm all the way from the Pacific to Camino Pescadero. 24 years later, I lie down beside you, whispering stories I always meant to tell you, as morning takes its sweet time to rise.